You're the smartest man in the room, and yet the poorest. Your mind burns with ideas, visions that could reshape the world. But your wallet? It's empty. Your heart? It's heavy. You're a Sigma male, a lone wolf, a deep thinker who sees through the noise of the world. You don't chase trends. You don't bow to crowds. You walk your own path, even when it leads to shadows. But why? Why does your brilliance, your quiet strength, your unshakable resolve leave you stranded in struggle? This isn't about money, not really. It's about the forces, the invisible chains that keep you from rising. 6 reasons, 6 truths, 6 mirrors to hold up to your soul. This is your journey. Step into it. Let the silence speak. Reason 1. They reject the ladder. The world hands you a ladder. Climb, they say, higher, faster, to the corner office, to the shiny title, to the life everyone else wants. You look at that ladder, and you see a cage. Each rung, a compromise. Each step, a piece of your soul traded away. You're not lazy, far from it. You work harder than most, but only on what matters to you. The corporate game, the 9-to-5 grind, it's a script you didn't write, a story you refuse to live. You reject the ladder because you know where it leads. A life that looks successful but feels hollow. A paycheck that buys comfort but sells your freedom. And yet, this choice, this fierce independence, leaves you stranded. Your bank account dwindles. Your dreams stay sketches on a page, not because you lack talent, but because you refuse to play a game that doesn't align with your truth. The paradox cuts deep. Your strength is your struggle. Your rebellion is your restraint. You'd rather starve than kneel. And so you do. But what if there's another way? Not to climb their ladder, but to build your own. A path that honors your fire, your vision, your silence. Hold that thought. The journey deepens. Reason 2. Networking feels like betrayal. The room is loud, handshakes, fake smiles, small talk that grates like sandpaper on your soul. They call it networking. You call it betrayal. To you, connection should be real, raw, built on truth, not transactions. You'd rather sit alone with a book than trade pleasantries for profit. You see through the masks, the polished LinkedIn profiles, the elevator pitches rehearsed to perfection. They're selling themselves, and you'd rather die than do the same. But here's the knife's edge. The world runs on relationships. Opportunities flow through people, and your refusal to play the game leaves you invisible. You're not antisocial. You're selective. You crave depth, not a Rolodex of shallow contacts. But depth takes time, and time doesn't pay the bills. Your silence is your shield, but it's also your shadow. It protects your authenticity, but it blocks your path to abundance. The men who rise, they're not always smarter than you. They're just louder. They shake the right hands. They say the right words. And you stay true, and you stay broke. What if connection didn't mean compromise? What if you could find your tribe? The ones who see your fire without you shouting it from the rooftops. The mirror reflects. The truth sharpens. Reason 3. They hide their brilliance. You have a gift, a mind that sees what others miss, ideas that could change the game. But you keep them locked away, not out of fear, but out of disdain. The world doesn't deserve your brilliance. Not yet. They're too busy chasing trends, worshiping mediocrity, to notice the diamond in the rough. You don't self-promote. You don't need validation. Your work should speak for itself, shouldn't it? But it doesn't. Not in a world drowned in noise. Your masterpiece sits on a shelf. Your vision stays a whisper because you refuse to shout. You're not arrogant. You're principled. You believe in merit, in substance over flash. But the world? It rewards the loudest voice, not the deepest truth. Your brilliance is a fire, but you've buried it under ash. Not because you doubt it, but because you doubt them. You doubt their ability to see, to understand, to care. And so, you stay invisible. Your ideas, unborn. Your potential, untapped. Your bank account, empty. What if visibility wasn't vanity? What if sharing your gift wasn't selling out, but setting free? The flame flickers. The path shifts. Reason 4. Passion over profit. You live for the spark, the moment when an idea ignites, when your soul aligns with your work. That's your currency. Not dollars, not status. You'd rather spend 10 years perfecting a craft no one sees than 10 minutes chasing a paycheck for something you don't believe in. Your passion is your pulse. It's why you wake up. It's why you endure. But it's also why you're broke. The world doesn't pay for passion. It pays for solutions, for convenience, for what's in demand. And your heart? It doesn't care about demand. It cares about truth. You've turned down jobs that could have paid the rent. You've walked away from deals that didn't feel right. Not because you're reckless, but because you're relentless. You won't betray your vision. But vision doesn't buy groceries. Ideals don't pay the mortgage. And every time you choose passion over profit, you tighten the noose around your dreams. The paradox is brutal. What fuels your soul starves your body. What makes you whole keeps you hollow. What if passion could pay? What if your fire could light the way, not just for you, but for others who need it? The question lingers. The journey burns. Reason 5. They refuse power games. The world is a chessboard. Pawns, kings, strategies masked as smiles. You see the game, and you refuse to play. Power, to you, is a trap. A title is a leash, a corner office, a prison. You'd rather be free than rule. You don't want to manage teams. You don't want to climb hierarchies. You want to create, to think, to live on your terms. But the world rewards the players, the ones who know how to maneuver, who trade favors like currency, who wear authority like armor. You wear your truth, and it's weightless, but it's also worthless. In a system built on leverage, your refusal to dominate leaves you dominated, not by people, but by circumstance, by bills, by the slow grind of survival. You're not weak, you're principled. You'd rather lose than win a game you despise. But losing has a cost, and you're paying it. What if power didn't mean control? What if it meant impact? Influence born not from games, but from the quiet force of your truth? The board shifts. The flame rises. Reason 6. The solitary path limits scale. You walk alone, not because you're lost, but because you're found. The solitary path is your sanctuary, your strength, your truth. But it's also your ceiling. One man, no matter how brilliant, can only do so much. Your ideas need wings. Your vision needs hands. Your dreams need a team. You don't trust easily. You've seen too much, heard too many empty promises. So you do it all yourself. Every detail, every step, every burden. And it's heavy. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. Your energy is finite. Your time is limited. Your reach is capped. The men who scale, they build networks. They delegate. They multiply their impact through others. You multiply your effort through grit. And it's not enough. Solitude is your power, but it's also your prison. It protects your soul, but it shrinks your world. What if solitude could coexist with scale? What if you could stay true while letting others carry your fire? The path widens, the truth dawns. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are a flame, burning in a world too dim to see. Your struggle is not a flaw. It's a testament. Proof of your refusal to live a life that isn't yours. The 6 reasons you stay poor. They're not chains. They're choices. Each one a stand for your truth. Each one a spark of your power. But power needs direction. Brilliance needs a voice. Freedom needs a foundation. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to be someone else. You just need to let your silence speak, to let your fire shine, to let your truth rise. Build your ladder, find your tribe, share your gift, marry your passion to purpose. Wield your power without games. Scale your solitude with trust. This is not the end. This is the awakening. The moment you see that your brilliance was never the problem. It was the world's inability to see it. But you can change that. Not by changing who you are, but by choosing where you stand. Step into your fire. The world is waiting, and so are you.